Hi everybody, Hugh here with you. So I want to tell you, the Woodbox Gang's first album, Trash Can Americana, is being released again on the 25th anniversary, being released on River to River Community Records, and it's being released as a double vinyl album. This is our very first vinyl ever, and we've been really kind of hoping for this and trying to make this happen for a while. And so it's pretty exciting, going back in time. A quarter of a century feels like we're old and all, but it's cool, and it's been fun to re-listen to these songs and hear them in a different way when we were younger and figuring things out, and going through those archives. And I wrote some liner notes for the album, and in preparation for that, I dug through some old boxes of things, from way back when. So before I left, and went to prison over to Leavenworth, Kansas, back in 2009, I was kind of homeless for a bit, and I bounced around. It was mostly because of like a lease running out. And I knew when I was going to be going away, and I'd stayed at friends' places and different things like that and all. And so kind of went up with boxes of stuff, and then, I gave them to my folks, and my folks, moved a couple times in the time since 2009, and also some boxes of things and all that wound up getting back and helping them move, and some different times. Stuff that sits in the closet and all. So in preparation for this Trash Can Americana release, going back into some of those boxes that had like notebooks and different things, before I left the world, as I did in 2009. So going back and finding those, I found old notebooks, some journals and things I was writing about, songs, or songs that were handwritten stuff from songs that wound up on recordings and went places, and an old phone, which was kind of fun, an old flip phone. And so that was kind of neat, and running across that here these last few months. And so a couple days ago, I got a text on my phone from somebody. And they've been watching this content. I've been putting out more lately on YouTube and Facebook and all. And it was an unknown number, and said, "I hope things worked out for you. How things change." And I thought it was maybe some kind of weird phishing scheme. But it was signed the name Theo. And it kind of struck me. It's like, this could be just a phishing scheme, like they're so prevalent these days, or something like that. Or it could be something more. Than a second later, they're like, "I've been really enjoying the content. Good to see you out and doing." Like, all right. And the signature was Theo. And it kind of rang a bell a little bit. And so I went back to the box of the archives I was going through a few months ago, and that phone I found, and it has a charger with it, and I charged it up, and it charged up, and I looked through some text messages, with a lot of weird stuff, literally right before I reported to prison, like, "Hey, can we have a drink sometime soon? I'd love to say goodbye, or for now," or, stuff like that just kind of puts you in a different state of mind. But I kept scrolling back, and I found Theo. That's somebody I knew back when. They were an investor. They lost money. We had a number of conversations, though, over the whole time. And they felt like I got railroaded and all that stuff. It was very sweet and kind of the stuff that makes you feel really weird. But among the last messages they sent was, hey, I sent you some money in this thing. It's a digital currency. It's going to change the world. I sent you 10,000 of them. Sorry, it was really only $10, but I'm going to actually mail you the information about it because I don't trust email with this kind of stuff. This is going to change the world, you know. And so I was on my way to prison for being involved in the digital currency insanity from, you know, the mid-2000s. E-gold, e-bullion, Liberty Reserve, Storm Pay, all that kind of wacky stuff that just fell apart. And I saw my response. It was like, thanks. Things are going to be all right, hopefully. Sorry how it all went down. Yeah, you don't owe me anything. I appreciate you. Didn't think much about it when I had a lot of more things on my mind back then in 2009. And after reading that and from getting the text a couple of days ago, I knew what that meant, and I started going through the notebooks, and he had sent me $10 worth of Bitcoin in October of 2009, and that was 10,000 Bitcoins. And he said he was mailing me the letter with all the information. And he said it had an address. It was a long bunch of digits and letters, and the passkey, passkeys. And so I looked through the notebooks, and I found a letter